Let's press live, and we should be live in a second, because as normal, it's saying, there we go, we are live. So, welcome back to our viewer.
Hi,
To our one viewer. Hello, Steve.
Yep. We should be, we're continuing with the fight from yesterday, essentially. We got through one round of combat and had to call it a night. It was getting on. And a few improvements have been made to macros and various things to hopefully streamline things just a little bit. So at this point, I don't have to have 20 different sheets open on my GM page.
Courtesy of Kiki.
Courtesy of Kiki. Thank you very much to Kiki for that, because that is basically saving my life at this point in time.
Yes, actually, this was all down to the fantastic delegational skills of Trig.
I disavow.
Let's
no.
keep things within. Let's keep things within the realm of possibility here.
There was an awful lot of, oh, that's cool.
This is
can
fun,
you do this?
but
Can you do this to me? It will help. And bosh, it has helped. We left off just at the end of the paladin's turn. They'd had their turn. They are essentially last in the turn order. So I'm going to start off the combat. Not with Demon Die, Jenny Taylor, the Marilith, but in fact with a little bit of an interesting twist of fate. I'm going to immediately take back all of the, oh yes, I don't have to have loads of sheets open, because I'm going to have to open a sheet, because Joan of France, the demon daughter of the King of France, has the ability to take legendary actions, and she hasn't taken any as of yet, and those have to be taken at the end of someone's turn. So she's taking it, and one of
I'm
those.
sure she's used to taking it.
Yeah, she's more used to giving it, I'm afraid. So she's not very happy with how coordinated everything is looking on the other side of the battle. And so she's decided to, sow a little discord. And, is going to cast a Crown of Madness onto the most likely mad character on the opposite side. Because, most likely to win if you pick the insane character to put Crown of Madness on. So, Garrow.
Hello.
Is Garrow not in range of this paladin?
He is in range of that paladin.
So, do I get like a +2 bonus to my roll? Or?
You'll get some bonuses to that.
He should be immune to charm.
What is this? This is a wisdom saving throw.
It isn't actually a charm, though, is it?
No?
It does become charmed by you for the duration. Is it? I'm not sure. When it says charm, it's not exactly a charm.
Or a devotion. Starting at 7th level,
says,
you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be under the effect of the charmed status effect while you are conscious.
Charmed is a broad category that
Yep.
has itself subcategories.
Yeah. In that case, he might be able. You can't be charmed by this, so her legendary action is going to fail. That's a shame. You're absolutely correct. I have underestimated her ability to do that. So she's unable to do anything at this particular point. You're absolutely right. So I better make it Jenny Taylor's go instead.
Out of curiosity, let's see if I would have passed.
By all means.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been bad if that had happened.
Yes.
How lucky we are.
She She curses as the spell just sort of fizzles out and is ineffective.
Curses!
And it is now Demon Die Jenny Taylor's turn. The Marilith, who is currently blind, on the ground, and in a bit of a bad way, to be perfectly honest. She has lost well more than half of her hit points already. She's not exactly on death's door at the present moment, but she is definitely in need of turning her fortunes around.
Is she perhaps on the floor in a thick Irish accent, producing a series of swear words that would make a sailor blush?
Yeah, absolutely, but that's okay because at the present moment, she's going to do that.
What is the yellow square for?
Oh, you can't see what I've done there because I
The yellow square is the damage radius of CD's current placement of Moonbeam.
Oh, yeah, he did do
Apparently, the Grace Blade is teleporting the Marilith.
the Grace Blade is not teleporting them. Kiki, goddammit! Logged in a different thing. Right, okay. Marilith is casting Teleport. Now, there is a Forbiddance spell on the area, which has a range of 120 feet, which, if you read it, stops anybody teleporting in. Doesn't say anything about anybody teleporting out from the area.
I think that's technically true. But does she know what the edge of the radius is?
It doesn't matter. She's going in. She knows where it's coming from. She's going as far away from it as she can, and she's gone.
Here's a very important question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Unoccupied space it can see.
Mm-hmm.
There is one thing you forgot to do, though, Trig.
That's a fair question. Let's have a go with that.
I would argue that you should put her token back onto the field, and then proceed to draw a line of sight to see if there's anywhere she can see that would not also be within 120 feet of the Pope.
You know, there is something very interesting there as well, because it is where she can see.
Yep.
And as we know,
reflections.
She's blind.
She is deaf, blind, and
that is also true.
There is also one other thing, Trig.
Mm-hmm.
Wall of Blades, start of turn.
Yeah, that would be irrelevant. She would take damage, yes, but she could. It's not going to do 80 odd damage or more.
By the way,
look, I
I'm
can
just going
believe.
to go ahead and
Don't take this from me.
Now the blind status. Is that going to stop her being able to teleport? Even though she is a question.
I would argue she... I would argue she should roll a d4, and if she gets a 4, she can make the teleport at all. If not, she teleports to a random location on the map and gets hit by the Forbiddance damage. After all, it's kind of difficult to think straight when you have a wall of blades currently gratering your face off.
You know what? I will do one better. Rolling a d8 for the direction she casts the teleport and travels 120 feet in.
Okay, and then roll a d12 to the times 10 to determine the number of feet she travels in.
Sure.
Get us out of here. Where? I don't care. Just do a blind jump.
Literally blind jump. Exactly. She rolls a d8. Okay, that is actually perfect. Because anybody that will know that the system I use uses the start at the top left-hand corner. 1, 2. Let's just be quick. Off in the corner.
That would
compass.
have her traveling. That would have her traveling west, correct?
Southwest. Perfect. Exactly the direction she needs to be traveling. Get the fuck out of that situation. There you go. There's my
Let's hope she rolls.
there's my
Get
D8
enough
compass.
distance. A 10, 100 feet.
Which is
Okay.
about enough.
Well, I'm just going to put a 120-foot aura on John Dumba and see if her traveling 100 feet southwest puts her within that aura.
Jean d'Armagnac, and it would do. She's more than 20 feet away from him in that exact direction, so she would be out. She'd be on the top of a building.
Would she be on top of it or inside the wall?
Kinky.
I mean, she'd be.
Oh yeah, she's definitely got enough distance.
Yeah.
Has she just telefragged herself? Is what I'm asking.
No, the walls are not that thick. She'd be inside the building. And what we're going to do is we are going to, do that. She is. He has noped out on you guys.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Notice, by the way, during the last session, that I seem to be quite upset that her character was having her ass handed to her.
Mm-hmm.
By NPCs at that.
Well, it wasn't just any kind of NPC.
Yeah, these are
It was an
MMS
MMS
NPCs.
NPC.
So, it seems like Jenny Taylor, at least for now, is out of the picture.
Quite
She can't
literally.
get too far. She is still blind.
The spy master of the King of France has managed to escape the combat. Grigori, it is your go.
Okay. 1 sec. This is only the second round.
This is on the second round.
Ginger, last time, which of those horned big devils did you attack? Was it the one on the left, the one in the middle, or the one on the right?
I believe the horn devil that was I believe the target of the attack wasn't actually a horn devil. I believe Grigori fired on Jenny.
Ha!
I distinctly remember there being a discussion of, no, don't worry, she's actually immune to your poison.
Yes,
I don't think I have poison.
you do. You
wait,
have
I
a
do.
poison quiver, and
I do.
and CD gave you lots of poison.
Fair enough. I think this guy is the bigger target, the bigger problem at the right now.
Possibly.
Can I shoot him from where I'm standing?
There's a lot of things in the way, but he is quite big. One of those things is of course a giant angel that's just as big as he is.
Yeah, but he's behind him. You're talking about Michael.
I'm talking about Michael, and also the fact that you are in cover, hiding in the bushes. Yes.
Yeah.
and Kiki is there, standing right in front of your shot on a wall.
Okay.
So
So
I'm going to give
so-
him a fair amount of cover for this shot.
so let's say if I move here next to the bishop.
Okay.
I would like it to be known that I am not simply standing in the way. I have not moved. You have decided to use me for cover.
Yes. So if I move here next to the bishop, would I have proper ranged proper now? Would there be anything in my way of making the shot?
There's still four people, an angel. He's gonna have some cover. He's not got full cover by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, there's stuff in the way. I mean, you've got a bunch of other targets, but you can go for them. Sure, do what you want. I'm going to say there is a bit of cover. You probably make it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, be careful. I don't think there are any fires nearby for you to hide in front of.
Yeah, I'll just stick to one of. By the way, these women, these are just dead, right? They're just.
These are the torn up remains of what happened when the people that were milling around in the courtyard, having a nice day, reacting to basically the demons suddenly marching in and just going get out of the way thought and just exploding them with one hit.
Okay, just checking. And I
Don't
believe
you hate allergies?
I hate allergies. Also, just checking one extra thing.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here, I cannot use that. That one is currently impossible for me to use. Right?
Yeah, 30 feet is not going to be enough to get clear.
No. Like this is basically teleporting. This I cannot do. Right?
Right, you'll be able to teleport out of the area, but coming back into the area, you're going to take a serious amount of damage from the spell. The 30 foot that it teleports you is not going to get you clear of the 120 feet. So yes, you are going to get hit by the.
Okay. Just wanted to know that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Forbiddance doesn't have IFF.
But it does actually.
Oh.
There is a password on Forbiddance, and anyone that knows the password can teleport into that area.
Huh.
Take a look at the
Shame
spell.
we don't know the password.
Take a look at the spell. Yeah, I know, right? He hasn't given the spell yet because no one's actually asked him, and he's not about to start shouting it about at the present moment.
How much movement would it cost for me to climb up the building?
Ooh, it's a stone building. There are cracks in it. Those sorts of buildings are pretty easy to climb up, but you do only have 6 seconds per turn.
How much movement speed would it cost?
What's the normal take on this? It's usually about
Normally half movement speed to climb.
Yeah.
Would 15 feet be enough for me to get up there?
Up to the roof? 15 foot, no. No, the roof is higher than 15 foot.
Yeah, your movement speed is whilst climbing, unless you have a special feature that says otherwise, is equivalent to half your regular movement speed,
which is 15 feet. Then,
if I may throw out a suggestion here, Theo, all of our enemies have ranged attacks, and if you end up getting downed on top of the roof of the building, it'll be very difficult for us to heal you.
Yeah, you make a good point.
You are hidden where you are at the moment, I think, in the bushes.
All right. It's just that I wanted to attempt sneak attack to this guy.
You are hidden.
Yeah, it's just that. Okay, well, I'll just try to shoot at him. With not just a short bow, but a Marks and Spencer short bow. Does 22 hit?
Hold on. I believe it's 19. So yes, that would hit.
24 damage, and sneak attack is already in there, and that is a god awful sneak attack. Well, it's an average sneak attack, I'd say.
I mean, you hit him.
Yeah.
You have 5 to 6 there.
Yeah, 2 1s, a 2 and a 3.
One of the d6s from the shopper. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the d6 is indeed from the short bow itself.
And hold on a second, let me just check his resistances, because I think we might have to halve that damage.
It is
yes.
piercing, so
Yes,
do with that what you may. And as the rest of my turn, I'll use my my cunning action to get back into stealth. Do I need to roll that again?
Yes, please.
20 plus 10 is 30.
Yeah, you're fine.
Plus 10?
I mean, the
Got the plus 10 cloak.
yeah.
Oh!
Yep.
Well, you did say that it would work in the previous session, Trick.
Yeah, absolutely. I will allow it. He is in shrubbery and bushes.
Shrubbery.
He will look a lot like the shrubbery that he's within. I mean,
Does that mean if he carries around a potted plant with him, that he can hide behind it using his...
Well, I was going to say, the thing is, if people
Are
notice...
you implying that I don't even need to have a fire in behind me to stealth?
If people notice that a particular shrub is shooting at them, and that shrub is standing all alone, whilst you will look like that shrub and be hidden from view, and it will go, a shrub is shooting at us, let's burn that shrub to the ground. There's only so much that stealth can do. But yes, you are definitely part of that shrubbery, they do not see you, and Gargarax over there is there muttering to himself how nobody ever comes to see him. All of a sudden, there's everyone all around him. He gets to see his friends, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see my friends. Oh, guys, oh shit, there's angels. Oh no, people are attacking me. Rawr, I'm angry. Let's go smash some of these bastards." And now there's someone's throwing these little toothpicks at me.
I like to imagine that Gargarax is an extremely civil and polite gentleman, right up until you get him angry, at which point he has severe anger management issues.
Absolutely, he is. You know what? This is why so many people like to go and visit him. He throws a hell of a party. He is the nicest of pit fiends. To be honest, he really is an absolute top guy.
Nobody ever can get to him because
mainly because CD keeps on summoning people in every time they try to actually go over. Basically.
I don't know why, but for some reason I'm picturing him wearing a bow tie and a top hat.
I'd love that idea. I can't put a bow tie on him. His gigantic Chad chin overshadows his neck where the bow tie would actually sit. But a top hat, cane, and maybe a little bit of a cape might suit him rather nicely. Okay. Grigori, is that your entire go?
Yeah, I don't really have any other actions I can do, so
that's a bit of a stovepipe hat rather than a top, but yes.
well,
love it.
What? Stone? Oh. One quick thing to check. I didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't attack. I stealthed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if no, that's already a bonus action.
What are you looking to do?
Yeah.
Well, I
Easy
also
words.
have, what is it? It's Master of Tactics. It's this one, and it's giving 1 help to a creature within 30 feet.
No, unfortunately, you can only use that if you haven't already used your bonus action, which you have in re-rolling for stealth again.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's just a bit weird. Like, yeah, I did a shot, and then I didn't move, but I used my bonus action to stealth. It's just, yeah. Well, if that's the case, then that's it.
You've done something that would draw attention to yourself. You've managed to recover from that drawing of attention to yourself. By
yeah, exactly. So
the way to think about it, you have fired out an arrow from within your point of stealth, and in rolling stealth again, manage to avoid doing so conspicuously as to break your initial stealth.
Oh, don't
As
worry,
far as
Doc. I
Gargorax is
understand that.
concerned,
It's just that I
the
didn't know
arrow.
if it's also if it counts as a bonus action to re-stealth or to
It does.
just yeah,
It does,
exactly.
it does.
So then there's no point of me trying to do Master of Tactics. Although it would have been nice if I could, but I can't. So that's my whole turn, I guess.
Groovy. Guess it's time for the Horned Demons to have their go.
Guess so.
Yeah, unfortunately, they we'll start from left to right. They're in a moonbeam at the moment, aren't they?
Indeed,
They are.
Can someone bring up? Let's have a quick look at moonbeam, just so that I have it.
Give me just a moment. I shall post it for you.
Hold on a second. I can bring it up on the thing here in front of me, just so I know.
Compendium.
Go 10. Sorry, so it's 2d10 radiant damage on a fail save and it's a Constitution failings. Constitution save. And what
Indeed.
is that Constitution save number required to beat? It was like 15 or something, wasn't
That's
it?
spell save of 15 because I just clicked that spell from CD's character sheet.
Okay. So let's get that over and done with pretty swiftly.
Yeah, I didn't put saves on them, did I?
You didn't put saves on them, Kiki. And that is he has a +5 on Constitution. Doesn't actually have a Constitution saving throw set up, unfortunately. As a bonus, he's got Charisma, Wisdom, Dexterity, and Strength. Got extra buffed. So I'm just going to roll. D20 +5. And he beats it. And I'm going to do the second guy just at the same time, just so I'm fucking around with that. Right, okay. So they've both beaten the moonbeam, and Ginge, do you want to roll the D10 just so that we're unbiased in the thing? Oh,
Sure.
You know what? I've just seen that I'm rolling those. The GM basically the first one got 16, the second one got 19.
No, we can see those.
You can see those.
That's the amount of damage that it dealt. I
So,
can. I reckon you should decide whether or not that's just for the first one, or if that applies to both of them.
that's going to be the damage it's kicking out at the present moment.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
so they're getting
Spell
half of
save
that.
DC is 16, according to what Chase just sent me.
Okay, does that affect the fact that one got 16 and one got 19?
Well, that means that one of the one that rolled lower met the DC. So I'd say that's up to DM discretion as to whether or not he passes or fails there.
I have an important interruption quickly. Has Puck been fed?
Puck has not been fed at this point in time.
Oh.
Do you want me to feed him?
Indeed. Yeah, go for it, because I'm a bit on the busy side at the present moment. You know what? The first one, he's going to take the full damage. But he's angry about it, and
Understandable.
he's going to want revenge. The second one is going to be taking half of that. And is still going to be fairly pissed off. So, first guy is going to nope the fuck out of that moonbeam by stepping just a little over to the left, and then he is going to retaliate in kind, because you know what? One ranged attack with Bernie stuff deserves another. He's going to hurl flame. And then he's going to hurl some more flame. And then he's going to hurl flame again. So, looks like the second one didn't hit, but I'm assuming 26 and 25 do hit CD. And I'm also
Indeed,
assuming
very
that
most
that
likely.
puts him at 1 hit point.
Let's take a quick look. He has a total of 30, and
By my
yes,
reckoning,
that does indeed put him at 1 hit point. If you're listening, Chase,
Damn.
congratulations. CD is not looking good.
Mm,
And more importantly, Bink, he maintains. He gets to maintain the thing.
the moonbeam. Well done,
Yep.
him.
So he's still mooning
First
them.
time bit the
Nice.
skin of his teeth.
He is sort of mooning them at the present moment. Yep. This chap who has just passed his save is at this point taking flight, and he is going to land over there, and he's going to start delivering hurt directly to the paladins. As you can imagine, he's not going to need to hurl flame at this particular point, so he's just going to whack them twice with a fork. 9 hits. The one for 15 damage doesn't hit though, and then he's going to whack him with his tail.
Does 18 hit?
Does 18
He
hit?
is wearing full
That
plate.
is a good question. I don't know if it's he has an armor of 16. So yes, it hits. And he now must pass a DC, what's it? Constitution saving throw. Which he doesn't pass.
Oh dear.
And he's going to take another 3d6 at that point. Due to an infernal wound. That tail attack is absolutely fucking horrendous. So he has taken
I think Trigger will have to be the one to update that, I'm afraid. Yes.
Fair enough.
what are you saying, as?
To be fair, I think I messed up the alpha on that.
Only creature can take an action. Launch the medicine. Okay. So he is taking an extra 13, in fact, damage. So he is going to minus 13, which he's going to be taking take that every round.
He doesn't take that immediately. He takes that at the start of each of his turns.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, he's just taking 9 and 11. And by my basic maths, I think that's 20.
I'd say 18, but I'd be wrong.
That's a pretty good Gargarax, actually.
Yeah, but I need to tidy up the edges.
And let's give him a
Let me help a moment.
status so that we know he's got an infernal
Ooh,
wound.
I'll give him one.
Go on, give him a status that says he's infernally damaged, and he's probably going to need to do
let's
a
see.
Constitution saving throw to see if he's
There we go.
going to keep
Screaming
his
in pain.
weapon, if his weapon's up still or not as well,
Yep.
isn't he?
That'll be 2 Constitution saving throws, 1 for each of the hits. That is, unless he has a Constitution saving throw bonus of +9 or higher, in which case he automatically succeeds both of those attacks.
You don't need to clean the edges up, by the way.
It's only +7.
You just need to give it a white border so it matches the other demon.
Ah, yes.
Does 16 pass? I think.
Yep.
So he's still got his weapon is still all nice and shiny. But when it comes to his
Quick
turn,
and easy rule of thumb for concentration checks. If the damage that forces you to make the check is 20 or lower, then the DC is always just a 10.
lovely. Final horned demon.
Because the other one is back in hell thinking, wait, this is the opposite of what's supposed to happen.
Yes. Interesting question. Actually, I was thinking about this with regards banishment. If Jean's banishment is interrupted for some reason, and it fails, and he pops back into existence, is he going to take the damage, which I think he might do, of the forbidden spell?
Oh, he absolutely would.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's gonna suck.
I'm back. Ah!
Ow, it hurts. 5d10 freaking radiant damage. Yeah, that's quite spicy.
I'm
Can't
back.
land
Why am I glowing?
there, but he can land there.
You know, I have just spotted something there, Trig.
What is that?
I'm noticing a suspicious lack of Michael on the turn order.
Oh crap! You're right.
He was there last time because you'd forgotten to add him in.
Yes, he was there last time, but he was down as just an angel. So
Yeah, you deleted him.
I deleted him and recreated him.
Angel.
Would someone be very, very kind and just briefly go and look at a still shot of last night's stream? If you don't mind, I will do it. If not, I've got a feeling it was something like 16.5.
Yeah, something like that. I think it may have been 18, but that would be very inconvenient if it was.
If it
Just
is,
stick it at 16.5 for the sake of ease.
I've got a feeling it was 16.5 because Garrow changed his move turn to be just after his.
That's right.
Alright then, I'll go ahead and add him back in with a number of 16.5. In the meantime, would everybody please cross-reference the map with the turn tracker to figure out if there's anybody else missing?
He flies in, drops in.
What's his flight speed?
Laden or unladen?
Yes.
Definitely laden. Look at that armor.
There's not much of it.
They travel 60 foot by flying.
It's basically
well,
just a helmet, shoulder pads, and a codpiece.
There is nothing wrong with that look. I'll have you know. People just be haters. And he's going to strike with a tail attack. For 27. Doing 12
Strikes
damage.
At who?
Oh, that would be Jean, the lone cleric back.
Oh dear.
So we need him to have that Constitution saving throw that.
DC of 10.
No, the DC is 17. Look at that.
Oh, I was talking about the concentration check that he's going to have to make.
He's going to have to do that too. Constitution. Boink.
Well, that's a fail, but which check was that a fail on?
That was a check. That was a fail on the being hit by the tail. So he's taken the extra 3d6 next at the start of his turn. He has, however, managed to keep his banishment for now. And unfortunately, the Haunt Demon is now treating him like a baked potato. And is going to poke him with a fork.
Oof.
Twice. And hit twice.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed. Okay, so he has just taken... So that is 12... Fucking
32 plus 15. So that's a lot. But in either case, that's another 2 con saves for the concentration check. Which I can almost guarantee he's going to fail now.
He has indeed failed it. Right.
Mr. Holding on before gets to make his grand entrance.
He gets to make a grand entrance. Let's just pull up forebodance for the crowd. Just so I know and remember exactly.
By the way, it is.
I believe it was
forbidden.
6d10 or 5d10.
It is indeed 5d10 radiant damage.
Radiant.
Oh, let's roll 5d10, shall we? He takes exactly half of what that's about as average as it could be. He has taken 25 damage. Question: because it is actually still Horned Demon's turn and he hasn't taken his turn. Do you think he comes back and gets his turn or not?
I would argue a Wisdom saving throw, the DC of which is, shall we say 15? If he fails, he spends his time going, "Oh my god, what the fuck? Why am I on fire?"
Summoning sickness, maybe?
There's no mention of summoning sickness for this particular one, and it has only been a blink back and then blink the other way, going, "Ow! Ow! What cruel fucking nonsense is this?" You're right. Let's have a saving throw. Where is Horned Demon? There we are. A Wisdom, did you say? I think that's about right. That sounds good. Wisdom saving throw. Doesn't make it. So this particular round, he is not in the fight.
Oh well.
So he loses his turn, flailing randomly as he has just been lit on fire by the Forbiddance. Very nice.
Yeah, it's not exactly fire. It's radiant light searing all over him. Demons aren't usually particularly good with radiant light, so he's got a bit of a big old glow on, and is not very happy about it. I'll tell you now. It is Mike's go.
Hey, Trig, before Mike takes his go,
Sure.
I would like to direct your attention to the Discord chat.
Is there no chance you can particularly read these things out to me?
It's a picture.
He's made us a Gargarak.
Nice.
I made you a Gentleman Gargarex token.
Nice. Love it.
Oh, it's him doing like a crouched position. Okay, I for some reason thought that this was just an image of, I don't know, a seal with the tail being his left arm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very confused.
Now I've seen it, I can't unsee it. God damn it.
Wait, the tail's his left arm.
Okay, so Gargarax is holding a cane in his left arm in that little image. But when I first saw that, I was thinking, wait, is that just a chunky seal? With the two
Oh,
little
I see
butches
it
in
now.
the front and then the tail and then
No,
yeah.
I've seen it. I can't unsee it.
Well, you know what you need to do, don't you?
Yeah.
Take out
Yes.
the bits. Take out the bits until he looks like he is a seal.
I guess I will. I guess I have to do just that.
Groovy. Thank you for the. Where am I now? Okay, right. Yeah, Mike. Mike is on the attack at this particular point in time. So a quick look at. You know, I noticed something. We did something wrong yesterday and actually inflicted a huge amount of damage on Gargarax. And assuming that his greatsword had a reach of 10 foot, it doesn't. It's only,
Really?
yeah, it is only a 5 foot reach greatsword that he has. So
for him, it's a short sword.
yeah, so actually Justin hit him with a smite that shouldn't have been there.
Retcons are for losers.
I'm not retconning anything, but I'm thinking of reflecting the damage back. Some way. Retcons are, you know, have been done before, and clearing up a mistake, there's nothing wrong with that.
Gargarax took that damage from loneliness and a mockery.
Oh, it was emotional damage.
Yeah. You can sue for that, you know.
Mike jumps forward and attacks this horned demon. And attacks twice. And obviously 29. And obviously 25 also hit. That is a total of 20. Shit, 23. That's some damage he does. That's the problem with these swords, is if they hit, they do land a lot of damage. So being a little bit careful and making sure that you aren't hitting. Because we're talking about an entire human life's worth of damage. Anyway. That horned demon is very, very nearly dead all of a sudden. From being at basically full health. Ish. Minus 25 health of it. To now being in a really, really, really iffy state. He's looking blooded and a bit sort of taken aback by affairs. Garo, it is your turn, sir.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Let's see. I can't really move anywhere much, so would I be able to use my move to throw CD back into the chapel? Or just shove him backwards? And still be able to attack?
I mean, no, I think that would be an attack. Would a grapple?
Okay, in which
Would a grapple be an attack? Because what you're doing is a grapple and a throw.
We have done rules for this in the past,
Mm-hmm.
wherein a character can use half his movement to basically displace an ally.
Okay.
That would be fine. I just want to knock him back into the chapel so he's out of harm's way.
Okay.
Submit, he has been taking a few hits.
As indeed.
He's probably on fire.
He is indeed on fire.
As that is almost perfect.
Great.
Or at least it was. Even better.
So
What is
I
being
guess I
done
need to do
now? I
something about
can't
being on
see
fire.
what
Okay.
is being done.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use my bonus shield action on CD and use half my movement to push him into the building.
Okay.
And then I will want... Well, actually, before I can attack, I need to do the lightning thing, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
So just let me read what the rules for that is again. Give me half a sec.
I remember we massively simplified it after we'd arrived at the conclusion that it was way too dice heavy.
It was somewhat convoluted.
Speaking
Right,
of,
15
there was a
radius. Gone.
there was a turn spent where there was nothing to strike lightning at apart from yourself. So
Yes, first turn.
potentially you could have
No, there wasn't.
4 lightning.
Because it happens at the start of my turn and I had to start raging on my turn.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes. Never mind.
Right,
It's only
so
the second turn of battle.
yeah. Turn number half my barbarian level rounded up. My level is 8, so that's
8.
4. Unleashed. Right.
If memory
I need to
serves,
roll
you
if
roll a
I'm-
d4, and if
I
you
need
hit
to
a
roll
1,
d4
then
to see if allies are a target.
Mm.
Allies are not a target.
meaning you get to choose who you hit.
No, meaning... do I choose? I thought the DM chose.
Nope. It's been changed so that at least this is how I
It's
remember
irrelevant.
changing it.
It's irrelevant because the only
You've only
valid
got
targets
one
are me
target.
and the demon.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm always a target, so it's 2 targets.
Yep.
So how many d4s do I roll?
4d4.
Is it 4? Okay. So roll
No, it's actually
4d2.
it'd be 8. No, it'd be 8d4, wouldn't it? Because each lightning bolt deals 2d4 damage.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll 4d2s. 1's are me, 2's are the demon. So
Okay.
3 on me, 2 on the demon.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do demon first. So demon takes this much lightning damage. No, thunder damage. No, it is lightning. Sorry.
It's lightning.
Yeah. And then I have to roll. What's this? Roll 64.
64.
And I take half of that as damage, don't I?
You do, but you should also then bear in mind that you get to save up 18 Wait, actually, hang on. Let me just double check what is currently the version that it's set to. Let's see. Yeah, you take half damage, but
Yeah, and subsequent and next melee roll attack, I add another 2d4 for each strike that hit me.
yes. So you
Okay.
get to you've got 64 worth of lightning damage next time you bonk someone.
Right. So now I get to start hitting things. Does that lightning damage only apply if I punch, or does it apply if I hit with Francois?
Anything.
Okay. In which case, targeting demon takes that. Does 25 hit?
And 25 will definitely hit him, yes.
Bloody well,
And
mate.
then I need to do this much additional lightning damage. Roll 6d4. Okay. And for the last thing I do this turn,
Is that, by the
does
way,
the 12
that
hit?
bludgeoning damage is, it is a magical weapon, isn't it?
It's a magical weapon.
So,
Yeah. I'm guessing 12 does not hit.
12 doesn't.
All right. That's just me done.
By the way, do remember, as you can do reckless attacking for guaranteed advantage.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
I figured you
Yeah.
might have.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for next turn.
Good. Forgetting about it next turn would be a silly thing after it's been.
Well, if I don't do it next turn, it's because I don't want enemies to get advantage on me.
Well, yes.
Anyway.
It is also worth bearing in mind that next turn is going to be in about 2 hours' time, so that's actually quite reasonable.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. As long as everyone doesn't want a discussion about something that they've just thought up, pertaining to, a weird rule each and every single time a creature takes a turn, we should get through this relatively quick now. Speaking
So
of which,
is
it is
CD now out
Jones'
of the
turn.
combat?
Move CD where you want him to move. How hard have you thrown him? How far have you thrown him?
So not hard enough to kill him, hopefully, but just backwards.
So you're giving him a good old
and
shove.
I've put 8, and he has an additional 8 hit points of temporary hit points for the next 10 rounds.
Okay, good.
Goodo. I shall add that to his sheet.
We'll move him. How far back do you want to push him? Did you push him? I mean, it's really going to be a square, isn't it?
Let's say 1 or 2 squares back.
I mean,
so he's not immediately in the line of fire.
there. I'll take there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have had to move to keep pushing him and then attack.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, it is a shame that he's not here, because if he were, presumably he could turn into a giant spider or something that had a full hit point pool.
Indeed.
No.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay. It is Jean of France's turn. Right. Okay. Let us see what she can do. Will she do anything spell-like? Probably not, considering her recent attempt, and everything she does is by and large a charm of some sort. So, I think she's going to attack Mike.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now,
Oh, she gets 40. My bad.
worth remembering for us players, while working things out is taking place, it is a good opportunity to look at what we can do.
There. Right. And she's going to make 2 attacks. Because she can do. Because she has this attack. Which is quite fun because it's got extra range on it. It doesn't actually hit with it. Because, you know what, guess what? 12's not very good. 19, I don't works, but 29 will, because she does have advantage. I think my armor is only yep, 29 hits with a critical. So we need to add an extra 2d6 damage onto that as well. Right. So 6. 10 plus 17 by my reckoning is 27. 6. 33. Michael feels the lash of a demonic barbed whip across his backside, and makes a slightly unusual yelping sound, and spins round and looks angry.
Damn, the only bit of him that wasn't armored. Darn these crotchless full plates.
Say was 7. He looks angry, but slightly sort of, pink of cheek as well. Who can say what angels, demons, and Ambrosius. I believe that actually means Grace is on top of Ambrosius, and it is now your turn.
Fantastic.
Kiki,
There is
have action.
a sword over here that I'm going to bring over this demon
Okay.
and strike it with, hopefully.
Mhm.
And essentially give Justin there some. In fact, that's Michael, isn't it? Advantage on his next attack. So does a 19 hit?
I think, and let me just double check. The Horde demons are quite well armored. Surprisingly enough. It actually does hit. Yeah, that hits.
Fantastic.
Do 7 damage in force damage to him, and that Horde demon is you know what? He's not dead yet, but he's He's definitely thinking he was better off banished than back here.
I know what honor on the battlefield is like. I could throw a couple of javelins, but I think probably there are better things to do than steal the kill of a solar angel. I'm gonna stab this dude with my blazing dawn.
do it.
That should hit. I've got advantage,
You do, and yes, it does.
and I've got a second, which crits. So I'm gonna smite that
Okay.
at second level. That's gonna do an awful amount.
Yes, that is pretty awful. Would you
Is
like
that
to?
all twos? Do another one as well. Okay, that's a bit better because it's doubled due to it being a crit.
Okay. Would you like to tell me how much damage you've done there?
A good chunk, yes. That is 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 35, 40, 60.
60.
Mm-hmm. And it is all magical in nature.
And he's he was facing and bearing down on the cleric. He reels from the gigantic gash you put into his left shoulder, angrily roaring at you as you do so. And you can see you've hit him really hard. He's got a hell of a wound there. You can see the black of his bones through
In
the
that
wound.
case, as he roars at me, Ambrosius is going to see if they can kick him in the face. And
Oh, 20. Yes,
20, yeah. 4 bludgeoning because he takes half damage, right?
Yes. Okay. I don't think. Does he really need to do a roll for thingy to see if he's knocked over?
No, because I didn't charge.
Okay,
That is my turn.
that is your turn. Groovy. Alistair, go ahead and do something edgy and a bit Alistair-ish.
Well, the very first thing that Alistair is going to do is he is going to use his bonus action to heal Jean, the Pope, the Archbishop.
Okay.
Celestial Warlocks, which is what Alistair is, has access to something called Healing Light.
Okay.
At my current level, I have 8 d6s that I can roll in order to give hit points to someone.
Okay.
And that is precisely what I'm going to do.
Right.
Just double check. Yep. So slash
I
R
apologize.
1d6.
I apologize. I miscounted. I've just run all of those numbers through a calculator. I did not hit him for 60. I hit him for 77.
Even better. So yes, the Archbishop there heals by 5, and as per the text on the Horned Devil's Barb Tail attack, he no longer suffers the 3d6 damage at the beginning of his turn.
That he was about to have. So we will take that status from him once I find out where it is. Okay. Good show. Well done.
Next, Alistair is going to use his action to throw forth his javelin with the intent of striking this Horn Devil right here.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, does a 14 hit?
No, it doesn't.
That is highly unfortunate, because that means that is the end of Alistair's turn.
The javelin hits him on the side of the helmet and ricochets off, bouncing past.
I'm
Pings off
disappointed.
harmlessly.
I'm disappointed. I expected that it bounced off his codpiece.
No, because then it would be reflected straight back at either one of the paladins or Alistair. It had to be a glancing blow off his helmet. His giant shiny helmet. It is Jean the Armagnac's turn. And it would be one of the most...
Also, something worth mentioning as well. Alistair would have did some mutterings of blessings of Anhaga or something to that effect when healing the Archbishop, which I imagine has probably offended the Archbishop in some way or another. Receiving healings from a god whose name he does not recognize.
That would definitely seem somewhat... Sorry, I was just looking at a spell thinking, I could use that to just basically rebuild. No, I can't do it. Forget I even mentioned.
What spell is this?
Regenerate. It is.
Regenerate is great.
It's very slow.
Yes, it's slow, but it's very strong. Because if memory serves, it's
10 hit
it might
points
be concentration.
A minute. It's 10 hit points a minute. Yes, he can do 4d8 plus 15 hit points. But in the height of battle, getting a trickle of 1 hit point per turn is lame.
Is enough to prevent you from dying by constantly causing you to get back up as soon as you go unconscious.
That's without a doubt completely true.
Of course, if it's concentration, then
he is going to cast a spell on himself.
Dude's got diamonds for days.
The dude has diamonds for days.
I imagine he just reaches in. I imagine he just reaches into a pouch, pulls out a handful of diamond dust, literally snorts it, and then suddenly becomes shiny.
Yes. Basically that. In pillaging and roaming around, finding any people in the France vicinity that have diamonds, and he has been confiscating them for his own and handing them over to the Inquisition, as they are probably suspicion worthy in some way.
Oddly white and fluffy diamonds that he's snorting there.
Yes.
Very finely ground.
Finely ground, white, fluffy diamond dust that makes him feel extremely 6 foot tall and bulletproof, quite frankly. The target has basically resistance now to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. TV. And that's all he's going to do. He's not going to try and attack because, frankly, he's actually got fairly lousy attack. Protecting him. His paladins do their job. It is CD's turn. CD has 8 temporary hit points and 1 actual hit point. Does anybody want to take CD's turn, or shall we leave CD out of the fight, undercover, and hopefully not getting attacked by the rather demons that are all over the place?
I mean, the question is, what would CD do? Would CD run and cower? Oh, I'm not even going to get the second option.
No,
he
he
would
would
run and
try
cower.
and find some way of blowing up the entire area with everybody in it.
Yeah, that's a good point. He would turn into he was going to turn into a giant eagle or something, wasn't he?
That was his original plan. When he thought he could get away with doing it as a somewhat of more advanced design. Any ideas? Any calls, or should we keep him out of the fight where he's not less likely dead?
Let's go. Good idea.
No, he would definitely transform into something.
Okay.
And to be honest, I know exactly what he would transform into.
Would he be morbing?
Yes. Quite frankly. After having been shoved into the church, he would come back out again and say something to the effect of, "Look, Gara, I know that you think that I need protecting, but..." and then proceed to turn into a giant spider.
Ah!
A giant mechanical spider.
A giant mechanical spider. How many hit points does giant mechanical spider have?
I believe it has a few, but I don't think he has listed the transformations.
No, he rolls it every time.
Yes.
He does, but I certainly don't.
I know, I was just maintaining.
Yep, that is the giant
48.
spider that he is transforming into. The average is 26. So it would actually be 4d10 according to this.
Roll your 4d10.
Slash R 4d10. And that's why I never roll for the hit points.
Okay, he's got 19 temporary hit points on top of the 8 temporary hit points on top of the single solitary hit point that he's got. Has he taken his
Would it be
movement?
fair
Has
to
he taken his
assume
action?
he would have healed himself?
No, because that's his action.
That's his action. That would preclude him from changing.
It's also equivalent to healing himself because it gives him extra hit.
Fair.
Let me just double check something here.
He's moved. He's on the pitch. He is now giant.
Mm-hmm. Giant spider is considered a large creature, which makes him 2x2, which is appropriate for me having rescaled his character token.
I'll tell you what. We'll just there we go. Ignore that. That is just him as giant spider.
Right. Okay.
Um.
I'm just going to double check and make sure there's nothing that he can do with his bonus action when he's in this form.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, feel free to move on. If there is something that I find, I'll do it in the background and let you know.
Okay.
Kind of.
It is Gargarax's turn. And I'll have you know Gargarax is somewhat perturbed about the sight of a giant spider. Ugh! Spiders, he says. Good God, I hate spiders. Where's my can of Raid? Good Lord, who lets creepy, crawly, monstrous insects like that around here? I mean, really. Some things are just too much. This is absolutely terrifying. I do somewhat detest Spiders.
In demonic or common?
In common, you can all hear it. Actually, he's actually rather well spoken. Frightfully polite.
You really should use the token I made.
No, not at this point in time. There's too many things going on. I'm really, really sorry. It's a good token, though. I wish we had more time.
There.
You could make the token smaller, shove it into the corner, and then put that one in its place. But never mind.
I've put formatting on that token that gives it funky stuff.
Never mind
fair
then.
enough.
Let's stick with the current one.
Yeah, this is going to say there's a lot of stuff going on without.
I mean, there's a risk that everyone starts attacking each other with hooves again.
I know not to do Stack Overflow attacks on our own server anymore.
Yep, he's somewhat horrified at the sight of the spider, and reaching into his pocket, he pulls out a small piece of bat shit and sulfur, and rolls them together in his hand, and fires a fireball at the spider.
All right. So that's a
Actually, sort of just beyond, somewhere in between. Essentially, the. Let me just put a.
that's a high roll.
Yeah, it's going to land about there.
All right. Well, pick a location, then measure out 20 foot in all directions from it. In fact, if we just take the Grace Blade and increase the size of its aura to 20 feet, that'd be ideal.
That is what I'm doing.
All right, so everything within that radius gets hit by the fireball damage.
Yep.
Delightful. It's mean.
You see, he's not so bothered about fire himself, being somewhat like his friends, immune to fire. But he's
Yeah.
fairly certain you lot aren't.
Oh well. So CD reverts back to his normal form and is down. So I'll just go ahead and do that,
Well,
and then do
I mean,
that.
there is a dexterity saving throw to be made.
Yeah.
Suppose. Okay, give me a moment.
Can he beat 21?
Considering he's got a +4 for being next to Paladin.
Let's see. What's the dexterity of a giant spider? That is a +3. So
Either that or his, whichever's highest.
right. This is going to be a dexterity saving throw, and it is going to be 2 points higher than whatever he rolls.
That's not enough.
So a 16 does not pass. CD goes splat. At the very least, he's down.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take care of the dexterity saving throws of the paladins.
I believe I even gave you buttons for those ones.
If you're watching, Chase, sorry about that. I tried to play CD to as true to his character as possible, but apparently, apparently Gargrax doesn't like spiders. Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thought? Basically, you're taking this hit as well.
Yeah, I know.
We've got 3 paladins are taking it. One does not pass. Another does not pass. None of them are passing. I'm pretty certain Jean is not
Must
going
be the beards.
not going to pass. Yeah. Ahaha.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
I need to roll this, don't I?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Kiki, you also need to roll this.
well, I haven't passed.
Nope.
No
But
comment.
let's have a look at Ambrosius.
Okay.
I believe you have
Mike's
a feat
even
that
got
makes so that Ambrosius gets some kind of bonus.
Yeah, Ambrosius get to he essentially has the evasion feat, so he takes half damage from it and no damage if he passes, which he doesn't, so he just takes half damage.
Let's see. Mike even has to. He gets a.
That is very mean. A DC 21 fireball. Jesus fuck.
Have you seen how that pit fiend Gargarex is a challenge rating 20 creature?
Yeah.
Did Alistair? Let's have a look.
Holy shit! Not even Mike has passed this. That is he has done a boatload, an
Yeah.
absolutely steaming boatload of damage.
I think Alistair
let
passes
me-
that actually.
How'd you
You
figure
got a
that?
19, yeah?
No, he only got a 14.
That was 19 pass.
Oh, what was the second one?
I don't know.
No, the 14 was CD. The 19 was Alistair.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so Alistair passes because he's got a +4 from the Paladins.
I guess that would explain last night.
30.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, that's good. In that case, I'll give Alistair back, what is that, 18 health.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These Paladins have a 10-foot aura of +4 to all saves.
So if you pass, you only take half, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is what is half 34? That's 17.
17.
Right?
Yeah. Tell you what, Ambrosius isn't looking too healthy at this point. Oh. And oh no. Check for that.
The absolute stones on Gargarex there. The honking great amount of damage that he just did. That is the hit of the day by far.
Even with my 81 total, yeah.
Mm.
I thought that was good. But then Gargarex comes in and it's like,
spiders.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should have gone with the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where's CD go?
You see that giant sphere of red fire?
That giant splat.
That's
yeah.
You might think the giant red orb is the radius of the fireball. It is, but that's only a coincidence. In reality, that is just how far CD has been spread around the battlefield.
Am I good to delete this fireball radius now?
I think we can leave it for a few seconds longer just to revel in the holy fucking shit what just happened there moment.
Well, delete it when you feel appropriate then.
Yes. Okay. So that is a raging sea of fire rocketing around there. And Grigori, if you have any marshmallows, now is the time. I think now is the time also to remove the radius of that fireball because Justin has seen what has happened and is like, Gargorax, old fellow, we've met many times, and you just can't just be reacting like that every time you see a creepy crawly. It's just not on, old chap. Yeah, you know, of all the pit demons, pit fiends I've had to smite on in my time and send rocketing back to where you belong. I'm sorry, it's time to go home, but it really is. And if I can find the actual character sheet that he uses, there we go. I will
The bishop needs to make a concentration check with a DC of what would that be? 34
17.
divided by. No, the DC would be 18, I think.
Really?
No, 17. 17. You're right.
why? Oh,
You know that
Concentration for his
did
diamond
you
skills.
know, Jin, that numbers that are even divide by 2 into whole numbers?
No.
Yes, I did.
You're absolutely right. So what are we doing? Constitution saving throw of 17, did you say?
Yes.
Quite right.
Oh my god, he makes it. What the fuck?
He makes it with room to spare with his +4.
You know, he doesn't even have an amazing constitution. There are clerics with better constitutions than this, but he is...
He has passed so
Good on
many
him.
of his constitution saves.
He's strong. There's a reason why he's a bishop. Anyway, Justin is going to give Gargarax a bit of a tap on the shoulder about his behaviour. Because you know what, it's not on. It's you just go running around smacking stuff. Yes. Yes, I think the moonbeam is gone. If I will end that just a moment.
I've already removed the square for you. That being said, I believe Michael needs to also do a concentration check for the wall of blades.
You're absolutely right. He probably does. Give me just a second.
We can cover that later.
We can cover that right now, but I just want. Make sure Gargarax is well and truly reminded by Justin, and he has been. Gargarax has felt better. Frankly, that spider really shook him up. And now he's got a really nasty ache on his back. He's going to have to do something about that in a minute. Let's do Michael's Constitution saving. Yeah, not Constitution. Thingy. Or was it Wisdom? Wisdom? Constitution. My brain has suddenly just gone. Nope.
Constitution saving throws for concentration checks.
Okay.
It's easy to remember because they both begin with con.
So.
It would be funny if I was, but unfortunately not.
They both start with a con,
Wall
just like
of
tactics.
blades just disappears.
All right. Well, there goes that big old
That was
rectangle.
unfortunate.
You know, that's done as much harm as it's done good. To be honest, it's kept the fight contained in a weird way.
It's kept all of our side of the fight contained, but allowed the enemy to roam free as the wind by quite literally just flying over the wall, because apparently everyone on their side of the fight has fled.
Yes. The problem with demons, they have wings. But it did do a very, very nasty number on poor old Jenny. Wonder what she's up to. Anyway, paladins go. Now we've got a paladin over here. He needs to take what did we say? We rolled his damage already. It was 13, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. That he takes at the beginning of every turn.
Something that absolutely needs to happen is that these fellas over here need to be given purple dots. Because I doubt they would have spent their first turn standing around like utter pillocks.
No, actually, don't do that.
Don't do that?
The purple dots were used. The one of them was essentially granting a remote purple dot to the one that was actually fighting.
So this guy didn't give himself a magic sword.
He didn't. No, he did an attack on Gargarax.
Yep.
This
guy didn't attack with a magic sword.
Yes, that he was given.
This guy gave the one to his left the magic sword.
Yes, and this guy gave him the magic sword. Gave him a magic sword, but not himself.
Okay, so then this fellow doesn't get the magic sword bonus.
That's right. Seems odd, but there you have it. They are going to. It is their turn, and I'm going to. Well, we've done the guy furthest on the left, and his mate is going to run in, and they're going to start dealing out, doing their big hurt. Sheet, because if I remember rightly, they've got basically two good old hits. Who's going to take it?
So, very nice.
16 damage. Strikes again and does even more damage.
Nice.
16 plus 30, which, by my reckoning, bit of quick maths there. That's quite a bit of damage. Ouch, he says. And his fellow paladin looks over to him and goes, "Nice one, mate." Gives him a good wink, bit of a thumbs up, and goes, "You think that was good? Get a load of this." Swings his sword. Completely fluffs it. Literally hold my beer moment.
Yep.
Gets rather frustrated, swings it again, and gets a natural one, and manages to whack his sword across the wall of the chapel to his right, and it goes clang, and puts a big old scar in the wall, and actually does make contact with the horned demon, but there's so little power in it, it just sort of taps him on the side of the helmet. And the demon sort of snorts at him and grins and goes, "That's cute."
Well, he can't be blamed too hard. He does have a great big stonking wound in his chest.
He does have a big stonking wound in his chest.
It's the start of his turn. Have you rolled his damage?
I have rolled that damage.
Good.
Right. Okay, so this dude over here, standing next to the Bish, as he fondly refers to him. All right, Bish. How's it going? You feeling all right? You looking okay, mate? Are you all right? I'll tell you what. I've got this covered. You're looking a bit shiny over there. Don't worry about it. We've got you back.
One other good thing. The two paladins over on the far left there, one of them could have gone around to the other side of the Horned Devil and given both of them advantage. But I guess they're not doing that.
Do you
Race
do you
gives them
know for
advantage.
sure? Do you know for sure that they're on the far left, or have you not yet asked them about their political standing?
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because the two paladins next to Garrow there should be getting flanking bonuses from Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let's. I've got a feeling.
18.
Does. Does hit. Only just though. That definitely hits. You know, bit of a smite. This is good, okay? Because what we've got here is 20 damage plus 25 damage plus another 15 damage, and that Horned Demon, horny as he may be, is a bleeding mess. Quite literally,
Nice.
bleeding all over the floor as his head falls off.
Excellent. Here's a question. Does he poof out of existence upon death?
He starts to sort of, yeah, essentially, yeah.
Well, something worth noting. I did make another Horned Devil token all the way in the bottom right of the map and bound their initiative to that Horned Devil. So feel free to delete these tokens if you feel it's necessary.
Cool. Give me a second. I'm just going to have. You know what? You didn't put it in there, Kiki. You didn't. No lay on hands. Oh.
No, because lay on hands, you just pick the number and throw some health at them.
You do what now?
You pick how much health you give them. I mean, what they're.
Okay, he's got 18 health at the present moment. He wants to juice himself up. He really needs.
Yeah, I think he can give himself up to 60.
Up to 60. Boink. He's feeling an awful lot better.
I imagine it's a bit like you in your first coffee in the morning.
Yeah, pretty much. What he does there is he's there going, oh, ow, it really hurts. I've got this big gash, all across my stomach and waist. And he sticks his hands down underneath his belt line and gives it a bit of a rummage around and goes, oh, yeah, that feels better. Oh, can face the day now. Pulls his hand out, rubs his hands together, and gives it a bit of a sniff, and gets back hold of his sword. I mean,
Disgusting.
Indeed, quite.
So yeah, one of them smoked the demon, and the other one aided himself.
Gave himself a significant boost to morale and health. Yes. Right. Wouldn't be one of my campaigns without a bit of smut. This chap over here is not familiar with Gargarax. As far as he's concerned, is just a giant red monster that had just turned his friend that he'd known since high school into a big freaking red smear all over the ground, and then set fire to a load of his friends. He's not quite so pally, so he's just going to to swing his greatsword, just bounces off him. He looks angry, so he swings it again, and 22 actually hits. So he's raw with that, and there's a big fucking glow on his sword. It's a shame actually that sword wasn't a magic weapon. But nonetheless,
Was it not?
that was not a magic weapon. Oh, hold on a second. Why is it radiant thunder damage?
Because you've got elemental weapon ticked on the character.
Not on this character.
For the sake of consistency, might it be a good idea that he, spends his action? Nah, he's done his swings.
Yeah, he's done his swing. So he actually only did 2 damage with that first one, and so it's added 4 elemental damage, and 4 again.
Yeah, in their character sheet, there's a little checkbox for global damage modifier. You can turn on or off.
Yeah, I know most of them have got it. This particular guy doesn't have it. Have it rolled. He's the one of 2 that doesn't have his weapon magicked at the present moment. It is just a greatsword. So that would be fuck it. I'm just going to count the slashing damage. So he's going to have done 21 damage. Now this chap over here, he does have an elemental weapon. And he does do 21 damage with that.
I'm going to say this chap without pinging. Ah.
And you know what? He has another go with that. Doesn't do quite so well there. And the question is, will Gargarax live to fight another day? Well, of course he's going to live and fight another day, because, you know, these fuckers have a nasty habit of just going, oh, I've been cast back to my elemental realm, I'll come back in a minute. This chap, however, is not quite so happy about giving him a chance to take another swing. He's going to go run round, over to here, round to there, come in over here, and with all of his might, roaring to the top of his voice, roar, fuck you! Swings it and it hits him on the shoulder and bounces off. Gargarax is actually really fucking big. He swings again. Hold on a second. I can't believe he's not. I can't fucking believe he's not done it. He's not done it. Well, that was a lot of noise about nothing.
There's a 19 not hit.
And oh, hold on a second. I read it wrong. It's not 20. It does hit. Gargarax, bless his heart, his little cotton socks. He was so glad to see his friends. He never gets to see his friends. They always stand him up, even though he's very well regarded and everyone wants to come around and see him. Gargarax just goes poof, and he's no longer there.
Just disembodied top hat, moustache, and walking stick.
And oddly, a top hat and a walking stick, a very very large walking stick. Too large for most people to actually consider to be a walking stick. More like a large quarterstaff, or perhaps even 2 quarterstaffs stuck together, a half staff maybe.
I would like to look at that after the battle, if it's still around.
Absolutely.
And the top hat, of course.
Certainly. They lie there. They are just a light gently on the ground. This chap, final paladin. He's got his bravery on this one. 5. 25. How far does he run?
Base speed of 30 if he's a normal human. He can sprint 60 at the cost of his attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've spent most of our time trapped behind a barrier of blades.
Yeah, this is only the second round of combat.
Yes. He's going to charge over to here and make himself ready to. Well, he thought there was a big fucking demon over here, but that demon seems to have poofed out of existence. It's Grigori's go.
Yeah. I'd say this one. Or which one is more damaged?
Yeah, that one is pretty fucking damaged.
That one.
Yeah. Pretty fucking brave of you there. That's really fucking brave of you. I'm impressed. Stealing the kill of an actual archangel is considered somewhat bad form. And he knows where you are, and he glares at you as the thing that he's been fighting for the last few seconds is yoted out of existence at his final 5 hit points are stolen from him, and the glory
Surely,
is taken away.
surely to somebody as mighty as the Archangel Michael would see killing a horned devil as little more than stomping on a cockroach.
Angels are extraordinarily petty, and they like their kills. They have a big
And
scoreboard.
vengeful.
They have a big scoreboard, and every kill they get a little heart next to it, or a silver star, or a gold star, depending on what it is they've killed, and they
Oh,
all
no.
compare it and against
Not a
each
yellow
other.
star trig.
Yeah, and he has had his chance of glory stolen from him by a filthy, disgusting little elf. And he glares at the bush. He sees you.
Let's retcon it then.
No, he's dead. He's okay. Alright, okay. It is the Horned Demon's turn. And there are but 2 of them left, and whoever is moving that arrow around, please note.
Sorry, I was measuring distances. What is all of this orange mess, Lord?
That is an orange mess that Ginge made.
You know, if you take away the yellow aura, you'll notice that it isn't orange.
I mean, it just looks like a load of orange peel.
Stomp.
Damn.
Damn indeed. These two paladins are bound to take it from both directions.
Gods.
Gods indeed. This dude here, who has already been hit with the tail, he has already been hit with demon tail, and he is going to take it again. 27 does indeed hit him. And so he will be rolling that Constitution saving throw. And again fails it. So he is going to be taking 60 10 was it? Sorry, 66 next turn. That's and then he's going to get stuck with a fork. Actually, only does 11 damage. And he sticks him with a fork again, and that does. So that is a stunning piece of. Paladin, especially considering his old mate over here has decided to do the same. And does 21 damage to him.
Uh-oh.
Followed by he's dead.
That is a low crit.
That is a low crit, but he had 35 health at the start of the second horned demon's attack. And yeah, no, he dead. And so the horned demon with his final attack slashes at the fairly fresh looking paladin who's only just got there, and whips him across the face with his tail for 10 damage, and gives him cause to have a Constitution saving throw, which he passed.
His buddy is a fair bit more resilient than he was.
Somewhat considerably more resilient. For now. Mike over here, still glaring in disbelief at the fact that the guy he was fighting suddenly just died right in front of him without him doing anything. Mutters something about hill stealing scumbag elves. Just you freaking wait till I get to your world. Show you why you should be afraid of Archangel. And steps over here and decides to deliver some punishment back on Lady Jane, the demon bitch. And Jean, rather, not. And yeah, he is going to give her a bit of the old in and out with his sword. Where are we then, Mike? He makes his attack. 30 hits. Makes his second attack. It is a shame, isn't it?
It's always on the second roll, never on the first.
Yep. Hey, what? That 19 only just gets in. Only just. Joan is a tough old cookie, that one. Doesn't look it, but she's a tough cookie. However, he's just taken, what is that, 50 damage from the first hit. And then another, what was that, 56? And she sort of staggers back, looks looks aghast, and looks down as though there's blood trickling down the from a giant wound in her stomach, and laughs and goes, "Oh, it's been a while since I've bled from that," and looks back at him. Because you know what, you can't shit talk your opponent whilst you fight. What's the point in fighting? Grace.
Right,
Grace?
this dude is
Are you
You're
sure
gonna hit
that
both
Grace
Caro
goes
and
after
Lady
Michael?
Joan.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're wrong. You're right. Sorry, I was looking at Lady Joan. It's not. It's Garo. Garo. You know what, dude? Instead of just going, go. No, you're wrong. It's my turn. How's that?
Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna vault over the downed CD and just. Well, actually, no. I've got to electrocute myself first, don't I? So, how many is that? That's
That'll be 4 lightning bolts.
all right. So that's 8d4 over to. So just call it 8 damage, right? Because it's halved. Is that fair?
I would say roll it.
Right. So, yeah, 8 damage.
Hey, look at that.
And
Now you've
that
got to roll the
is
d4
4
to
charges.
see if got to roll the d4
I'm
to
going
see
to-
if that gets to hit you or if it hits someone random.
What? Oh, that, yeah. I should have done that first, sorry. No, it's all on me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, so I'm going to leg it over here, jumping over the fallen body of CD. I think that's was in my movement.
Oh
yeah, easily.
If you get to there, you get flanking.
Is it not flanking from where I am? All right, fair enough.
Go the full distance. Go the whole hog, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with quite a passionate roar of anger, Garo is going to punch with all his might at this evil demoness.
Mm-hmm.
If I can actually find the button.
I really want you to crit on this.
I really want to crit on this, but it's not gonna.
Really better. 17 doesn't hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he'll round and hit with his second attack.
That hits.
All right.
You
and
didn't-
that does an additional. How much did we say, Ginger?
You didn't consume the lightning on your last turn, did you?
Yes, I did. I punched a thing with it, a horned demon.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, yeah, that's 8d4 lightning damage on your punch. And that's a much better roll. Very nice.
Let's have a quick look. Two things.
And my bonus action, I'm just putting the shield back on myself. Just putting it there. And assuming she's still standing around, I'm just going to throw in an extra intimidation.
That is just lightning damage. Yes, that is lightning damage.
Lightning, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Magical lightning, I suppose, but
Is it lightning or is it magical lightning? That is important.
Lightning is inherently magical.
Okay, she actually has an immunity, not immunity, a resistance to lightning damage. So we're going to halve that damage And we're going to halve the 8 bludgeoning. So that is a total of 19 damage dealt her.
I'm surprised she's resistant to lightning.
I suppose after the furniture being destroyed, she kind of felt it proper.
She has
She probably just gave herself lightning resistance.
She has a lot of the characteristics of her father. And an intimidation of 9. Well, she's going to counter that intimidation with the legendary action that she was going to do before. Because by my reckoning,
Okay.
you are out of range of the auras of those paladins.
What is the range of the paladin aura?
10.
Ooh.
Yeah, looks like it. So I need to roll wisdom, is it?
It is. Let me just bring up the Soul Discord because it is Crown of Madness. And
We have not set up a spell save DC on that character.
no, we haven't, and we should have. She has a.
What is she, a charisma caster?
It doesn't matter. I fail.
Oh yeah, you do. She is a charisma caster. I think it's something horrendous like 23.
Who was suggesting I move an extra square to get flanking and put me outside of the aura of the paladins?
Oh yes, because that definitely would have helped.
Yes, it would actually, because I can't be affected by this if I'm close enough to the paladins.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. Charm target must use its action before moving next turn, so this is only going to affect you. On each of his turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. Target can act normally on its turn if it chooses no creature or none of its. Your subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control over the target or the spell ends. Also, the target can make a wisdom. On a success,
All right,
the spell ends.
So we probably need to work out
Hopefully
what that
someone can
DC is.
break a concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is now Kiki's turn.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, she's flanking with a paladin.
I am indeed. I also have a sword over here that I was trying to work out my ranges on. I can't get over there, but I can get over to this guy and give Grigori advantage. So let's do that. And make an attack with it. That should hit, right?
Oh, 24 definitely hits, yes.
That's so low, that should be
3 whole force damage. Damn. I don't know whether it survives it. Let me just check. Yeah, it's fine.
Hold on, 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. That should be a +5. Okay, that's fine. That's calculated incorrectly. That's fine though. We shall deal with that for now. I'm going to hit him with my my Blazing Dawn. That is miserable damage, but it hit.
It does indeed hit. That it is a magical weapon, so it takes all of the 18 damage.
That is equally miserable.
Only actually hit it there because you had advantage, and indeed that is equally miserable damage.
I'm tempted to smite him as well, but
Do it.
Running a
Is
bit
it
low on
worth
spell
it?
slots.
No, it's not that. I'm rolling awfully on damage here, so I'm thinking it might not be worth it. There we go. Like, oh no, that's pretty
I
good.
think it was worth it.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
and
An extra 17 damage, is that?
yeah, and
What level spell slot did you use there?
missing with a
That's
hoof,
my-
level 1.
Right, so that's why it's rolling the 3 then, because you're smiting a fiend.
Yes, I have a. I have. In fact, you can see if you click my token, Ginge, and click Smite, it gives me a drop down and asks me how many dice I want to roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine.
Trig,
Yes.
I think we skipped Joanne's turn.
I'm not going to complain.
We did indeed skip Joan's turn. You know, that's fine. Kiki can have her go there. We'll let that stand because Joan's turn is essentially her engaging in more basically whip action with Michael. Where is it? Have a quick. Not you. The amount of times I've clicked on Jean d'Armagnac instead of Joan of France is untrue.
You made them so similar.
I didn't. History made them so similar.
Jesus. You know what? It may not be crit, but it is not awful damage.
Yeah, Joan winds up to make an attack, and then poofs out of existence and poofs back into existence. To somewhere else.
But yeah, that was still 52. I'll take it.
Alistair, it is your go.
Very well. Are you sure that we're not doing a turn for Joan? Or did that just happen?
She's taken
That just
her
happened.
her turn. She wound up for an attack on Mike and then poofed out of existence and poofed back into existence somewhere else. Somewhere about 100 or so feet away.
Damn, just out of range.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey,
All right.
Trig, how does the charm work if she's left the combat?
Hasn't left the combat.
Okay.
It's in range.
If you scroll out, you will be able to see she is.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah.
Well, Alistair is first of all going to take a few steps forward, coming to here, and he's going to use his healing light to drop a d6 onto CD. So that's 1d6. CD gains 5 HP.
Pretty good.
CD is not actually dead. Hooray!
Yay! He didn't even have to roll a death saving throw. Because Alistair is a good friend.
Healers are handy to have in the pub.
Alistair is then going to proceed to launch his javelin at the bitch.
25 hits.
Do you have your crazy smite?
I'm not using the smite. I'm saving that. But she does get a javelin in the back, presumably.
I mean, no, she's actually facing, but yeah, sure. You've
Oh,
definitely.
all right. Well, if she's facing, then it would go straight into the tit.
Yep, she's literally in the tits, and goes, "Ow, son of a bitch!" My Taylor's
And
gonna
he'll
have to
just
fix that.
he just looks at her and then looks at Michael and says, "I'm afraid that's all I can do."
You've all
Does that
done.
require a concentration check?
Yes, it will. Concentration check for the charm that for the
You're
crown of madness.
absolutely right.
I'm not trying to be too selfish about this, but I'd rather not attack the Archangel.
Does 21 pass?
Yes. In fact, given that she has a plus 10 to her con saves, anything under 20 damage, she doesn't have to save against.
What if
Which
she
is
rolls a
real
natural
pain
one?
in the ass. Well, yeah, if she rolls a natural 1, then she still passes.
She's only a fraction of her dad.
What, no critical fail?
Technically, critical fails only fail on attack rolls, nothing else. And
Oh.
death saving throws, I suppose.
Well, that's disappointing.
But Alistair is otherwise going to yeah, he's gonna stay here.
John, that one. Looks around at the scenes of pretty impressive carnage. You've done a hell of a lot of smashing. It's been rather smashing, in actual fact, as far as he's concerned. Well done, everyone.
Okay.
This. Just hold on a second to see if this level 5 spell is actually worth it.
I mean, if it's a dispel magic, I'd be happy with it.
He has no idea you're under that spell. Sadly.
That's a shame. The glowing eyes and the glowing crown don't give it away.
Yeah, there is a large visible glowing crown above Garrow's head right now.
And that's
Which-
that's a fair point. He was actually just going to save his paladins over there from dying. But he's going to save his
that's
paladins.
probably more in keeping with his
yeah, he's
like,
going. Yeah, exactly. See if this. Not actually casting this. I'm just clicking on it. It says dive old agent is. Oh, he just drops dead again. Got that.
wait, what? Really?
It eventually just. Oh, hold on. No, it stays alive. Sorry. He is going to
Although this will be the last spell he can cast till he rests.
In that case, yeah, you're right. In that case, you
Huh?
The last sentence of the spell, until you finish long rest, you can't cast spells and have disadvantage on all attack rolls,
yes.
abilities checks, and saving throws.
Oh.
He casts
Oh, God.
Earthquake.
Oh, Christ.
I'm guessing targeting the demon in the south? Was it Joe?
He's basically targeting the fucking building. But yes, Joan is going to be the point of it because he's going to try and save the chapel if he can, and the 100-foot radius would keep the chapel outside of the initial seismic activity.
And with a spell save of 18, there's a chance that Joan will fail.
I wonder, is Di within 500 foot of this?
Yep,
Ish, maybe.
I imagine so. Well, it has a 500-foot range, but the radius of the effect is only 100 feet.
Yes. He is casting it basically straight on Joan. So let's read this. He creates a seismic disturbance at a point on the ground that you can see within the range. For the duration, an intense tremor rips through the ground in a 100-foot radius centered around that point. Shakes creatures and structures in contact with the ground in that area. The ground in that area becomes difficult terrain. Each creature on the ground is concentrating on must take a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature's concentration is broken. When you cast this spell, at the end of each turn, you spend concentrating on each creature on the ground. In the ground, must take a Dexterity saving throw. On that failed save, the creature is knocked prone. This spell can have an additional effects depending on the terrain in the area, as determined by the GM. Fissures open up throughout the spell's area and start of your next turn after you cast the spell. A total of 1d6 such fissures open in the locations chosen by the DM. Each fissure is 1d10 times 10 feet deep, 10 feet wide, and expands from one edge of the spell's area to the opposite. A creature standing on the spot where the fissure opens must succeed on a Dexterity saving throw or fall in. A creature that successfully saves moves with the fissure's edge as it opens. The fissure that opens beneath the structure that automatically collapse. The tremor deals 50 bludgeoning damage to any structure in contact with the ground in that area. I'm going to retcon that slightly because this is a stone building, and a stone building that is not designed for earthquakes. Stone buildings do not do well.
There's a reason why wooden architecture is so prevalent in Japan.
And America and New Zealand. Like the wooden church in New Zealand in Christchurch, in Wellington, was one of the few buildings that stood up after the earthquake hit about 20 years ago. If a structure drops below, it collapses and potentially damages nearby creatures. The creatures within half of the distance of the structure must take failed. Okay, so essentially, I'm going to give Lady Jane here a rather significant 100-foot aura. That everyone can see, or should.
Big and black.
Big
Just how
and
she likes it.
big and black, indeed. Anything within that radius, goes right on the edge of it, is clobbered. I'm going to
Am
roll.
I affected?
Yeah, you're going to be you're going to be affected and have to do the
Okay.
a con saving throw. Give me a second, because I'm just going to roll the 1d6 fishes that will be opening up.
All right. I've given you a fisher icon if you need it.
3 fishes are going to be opening up, stretching across it, and they are going to be, what did it say? 1d10. And they are going to be 20-foot deep fishes.
Oh, the courtyard's going to need remodeling after this.
This is, yeah, he's made a mess. Let me just suggest to you that you don't need to worry about the altar. It was buried in the underground, inaccessible cave, chasm, chamber thing, because
That's good.
that is currently rubble. Constitution saving
Grand.
throw for Madame, however. She rocks at the jet. Doesn't, however, rock at this. You can take your your thingy off, dude. You're no longer charmed. You has failed that.
No longer charmed, I'm sure.
It's okay. You no longer need to fight Michael. That's
Good. That was actually got me a bit worried.
I did think that would be amusing.
Although in my head, I kind of imagined Michael just holding out his arm against Gareth's head while Gareth swings wildly.
Sorry. Say what now? I was reading.
I said my headcanon was if it happened, Michael would basically stretch out his arm and hold Gareth's head and go just be swinging his arms.
I mean, it would be a little bit like that.
And the guy's what, 12 foot tall?
Yeah, thereabouts. In one of his formats, he can kind of shift. And now I need a dexterity saving throw from her. Michael's also needed.
I imagine I get advantage on this because of feral instinct. Is it feral instinct? No, danger sense.
The spell doesn't necessarily say that the fissures open up beneath people.
No.
The DM decides where they open up.
Yep.
Ah.
And they run from one end to the other. So it is. I'm basically headcanoning a Mercedes sign, but it's not. It's just a 6-pointed star. At this point, because 3 fishes that run end to end from this across this whole area. So essentially, there is a big ass fisher. Yeah. Oops, we don't want green. Definitely don't want green. That's a terrible color. Oh. Oh. She fortunately fucking survived that saving throw, so she's going to be on one side of it. Okay. There's one. whilst this happens, you hear horses whinnying and kicking and bashing, and then the sounds of broken
Oh no,
wood.
not Binky.
The sounds of broken wood and horses running from somewhere. There we go. We've made a big old fucking mess of this chateau.
And
You're only seeing half of them. They are running off through the castle at the bottom and out. The ground around this area is shaking like fucking crazy, and old Joan is pretty fucking fuming at this point, and takes her legendary action and basically pops out of existence again. See, the door is open, and she can see through, and there's a window on the other side. She is out of the battle. She is noping the fuck out. Daddy didn't, raise no fool. Knows when she's lost and going to, fucking vanquished, and is running. Legendary action, that is teleport, that you do at the end of every single freaking turn if you want to, is pretty fucking broken. It is actually CD's go, and seeing as he's not actually dead, and not needing to do a saving throw of any sort, he can take a turn if you wish.
Would somebody else like to do it, or should I?
Do what?
I mean, my suggestion is he heal himself.
CD's turn.
Well, I guess I'm doing the thing.
Do the thing.
Let's see. CD is going to. I'm gonna roll a morality dice.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets I'm going to say 12 or higher, he will do something altruistic.
Oh, okay. CD, really? Out of character, don't you think?
Why do you think
You
I'm
rolled that to DM, didn't you?
16.
That's a 16.
Ah.
CD decides, sure, I'll do something altruistic. He walks over to the bishop and says, "Give me a diamond."
That's very altruistic.
The bishop just looks at him in disbelief.
He points at the downed paladin. Well, the dead paladin, I should say.
Gene is. Let me just roll a see that. Do a persuasion on me.
Okie dokie. That's 14.
Yes, resurrect him. Hands him a diamond.
CD then proceeds to run over here, and he's going to cast Revivify on the downed paladin, or the dead paladin, I should say. There it is.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm just going to go ahead and edit his health to 1 and take away the big old red X.
Who is this and what has they done with CD?
Indeed.
Hang on. Did he just give him a diamond worth 1,000 gold, and therefore CD pocketed the rest?
Maybe.
It consumes the diamond. Not like he gives him change.
Bear in
I
mind,
just assumed it would only consume
diamonds,
300 of it.
diamonds worth 300 gold pieces. Doesn't necessarily have to be a single stone. So if the bishop did happen to give just a few too many diamonds to CD, and that not all of them were consumed, CD would absolutely have collected the remainder and pocketed it.
There's the CD we know of. Kind of, maybe.
He was handed the remainder of the diamond dust. If there is anything left, he may snort it.
In that case, I suppose, Trig, you have to decide how much diamond worth of diamond chunks that CD was just given.
We will work that out in just a second. Because Justin is going to wander over to Michael and look at him and go, would you say we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish? Well, I've got the knife. I don't feel like we need to stick around any longer. They seem to have the rest in hand. And yeah, Justin.
Oh, hold on, Justin, Michael. I'm sure you're guys who enjoy a good scrap. We can't just leave this while the iron's hot, surely.
Terribly sorry, old chap. We've got places to go, things to do. You understand? Thanks for the knife.
And those places presumably involve hunting down the foul beast that just escaped.
Precisely.
I wish you the best of luck.
At the very
Are
least,
these
before you
guys-
head off, could you maybe do something about this castle? I mean, it's full of demons. Don't suppose you have an earthquake of your own up your sleeve?
You
No,
have
that you
everything
spare.
in. I think you have everything under control.
I believe the Archangel is delegating, Garrow.
It just sounds like he wants to skip out on a fun party, but I'm sure he's got a more fun one planned. Well,
So
I
what
guess
do
we
the,
will see you guys in the next big scrap.
If you need us. And
Go well, Justin. Don't be leaving me out of a scrap now.
Wait, aren't there still 2 demons alive?
there are.
Yep.
You've got a whole
Okay.
fucking raft of paladins and a bunch. You've taken 2 or 3 of these quite ably before.
Well, in which case, Garrow is going to hold his hand out to one of them, whichever one chooses to take it, and say, until next time, let us fight well and be victorious.
Justin will mimic doffing his cap, and it was like, you fight hard, Garrow. Carry on, sir. Carry on. And a massive feeling of well-being washes over everyone. Good fight, chaps. And yeah, he kind of buggers off, and Mike will be following him as soon as it is his turn.
Do they bugger off into the sky, or do they actually go after the drone?
they take to flight, and you see him sort of heading off over this direction in flight. Who knows? Who knows what angels will do?
Are you not joining us in the post-battle feast, Michael, or do you also have other jobs to do?
I have my orders, my lady. But for now it is the paladin's turns. And those that are still alive, of which there are plenty, are going to charge in, going rebel, 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 etc. They their want to do. Even the one with one house is going to better one. Huh?
Good on him.
Oh, you see, he has lay on hands. And what did we say? 60?
Yeah, they've got 6.
Wink. He's actually, pretty much just over half health. Now he's not actually dead. And as he wanders past you, Alistair, he's like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well done, sir. Much appreciated. That one stung."
Alistair
Was
will
it
be
Stevie?
confused as to because it was CD who did the revivification.
Sorry, yes. Oh, CD. In fact, he knows who did it. It was your voice. So, I was confused for a second there. Also, CD doing something like that was, of course, the diamonds. I remember now. My brain is not that.
Yeah, he's a paladin. He could see where the conscience was coming from.
Quite.
Don't worry. I, in character as CD, will incessantly remind you about those diamonds until you roll for the value, and then we'll inevitably complain when it doesn't roll high enough.
Yep. With magic bonus, with advantage, is a 28. Is 17.
Hey, fun fact.
Yep.
Smite dice get crit.
Yep. Just roll the smite a second time.
Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Smite, smite.
Okay. So let's have a look at what he's done here then. 17, 35, 40, 50, 60, 71, 77. Not a bad hit.
Those crit smites get big.
Not a bad hit at all. That old horned demon there is somewhat taken aback by the power of that hit. In fact, and with his last 2 hit points of health, he sort of reels round on the paladin and looks at him in anger and terror, and the paladin hits him again and fucking just ends him on the spot. Yoink. There is a puddle of goo and gore surrounding the downed paladin that is on the floor. Let me have a look, see if one of my boys here can actually do anything about it, because these guys are pretty pokey. Character sheet, spells. Does not have Okay.
No.
How many Revivify does CD have?
That's it.
Allow me to find out.
This chap, however, is still up and standing and actually has a turn. We've got 2 more paladins down at the present moment. Jean might be able to do something. He does have a resurrect, a full-on resurrect. So there's no actual rush on that front. This guy swings his greatsword. He doesn't have advantage, but he does hit. He also has a full 18 damage. But misses with the second one. Should have smited on with the first one, but he didn't. He got cocky. Only did 18 damage to this. It is Grigori's turn. There is 1 horned demon left. He is looking like he's somewhat perturbed at the state of things. He thought he was onto a winner then for a second, and it's now not looking so good.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do.
Then you better do it.
Or at least attempt to. Does that hit?
Do you have advantage?
I mean...
Is he stealth?
I am.
Then you have advantage. Which means you hit. Do 22 damage. Do you do any extra damage to that because you were stealth and have any nice...
It's already added into the...
It's already added. Okay.
Hmm.
And then 21.
Oh, hide again. Good call. Okay. Horned demon.
I want... No, that's it.
Yep.
I'll move towards... I can't. Oh. Let's see how much I can move. I'll move towards Michael.
You are definitely no longer stealth.
That's fine.
Maybe he should have saved his bonus action to do a rogue bonus action dash.
Either way, it
Oh, well.
It doesn't really matter. We've got 1 horned demon on the pitch. He's not going to fare well by the end of this turn when all of that lot mob him. And I'm fairly certain if he's not dead by the end of this the next few turns, I will be very surprised. Let's put it that way. He is, however, rather miffed, and
is he going to get demonic on that remaining paladin?
he is going to get fairly demonic on that remaining paladin, and miss, and then roar with anger, and then miss again, and then really stab at him hard, and actually hit him for 21 damage on his final fling in life on this particular go of the mortal coil, so to speak. Don't worry, I'm sure someone will cast a spell and he'll be back again soon. But at this point in time...
Not while the bishop's in town.
Not while the bishop's in town. And, don't forget that you do have a mystical Alexa. Well, it's
Indeed.
It's Mike's turn. And
oh, Mike, finish him off. Take the glory shot. Your kill got stolen anyway.
That's a damn good point.
It is a damn
It's
good
not
did
the
put a-
same if someone gives it to you, though.
You're
You did put an
count is
awful
down.
lot of song. You did put an awful lot of song and dance into the value that angels have on killing demons.
does have other places to be though.
It will only take 6 seconds. Should I roll
That's a
persuasion?
nasty longbow.
It's a very nasty longbow.
It's a shame he didn't use it against Joan.
Oh, damn.
Question
That's a
is,
16 hit, though.
the question is, does he have advantage with it? More to the does because there's no flanking.
Nice. So he misses and presumably takes out a support pillar in the building behind him.
Yeah, just basically smashes a great big hole through the chapel, with it, and then goes right, latest fellas, and pretty much buggers off in the same direction that Justin went, waving.
Oh, well. That was disappointing.
Yeah. Someone roll me a perception check because you might hear him saying something as he flies away. Yes, Gary, you distinctly hear him saying something along the lines of "Thanks for the knife." Or it's been knife knowing you. Something about that anyway. But there's a lot of whooshing of wings.
Do I also perceive the fact that the bishop is looking on in horror that the archangel just destroyed his chapel?
The archbishop is happy for anything that he's just seen angels of his religion. He is basically actually having difficulty hiding the raging Woody that he's been popping for this entire battle. The stone flesh was merely a disguise for the fact that he couldn't do anything, because if he did, people would see that he's sporting amazing wood for the fact that he's finally gotten to meet his
I apologize.
he's been praying to.
I apologize in advance for what I'm about to say.
Go on.
But there is a reason why the bishop is so happy. It's because, thanks to the archangel, this chapel is now extra holy.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this chapel now considered a holy relic as it has been destroyed by God and or his servants?
It has definitely received a smite.
It's got a great big stonking hole in the wall.
Yeah.
If that's not holy, I don't know what is.
Garrow.
Given how excited this bishop is, I'm wondering if we should roll perception to see if that young boy from earlier is still around.
But you fancy going and getting him for him? Huh?
Might teach him a lesson, I suppose, but no, I didn't say that.
Jesus Christ!
What the fuck?
I mean, you're the one who made him torture dogs.
No, I didn't. I am just, again, history did that ish. I'm talking about a historical character that's admitted to murdering at least 200 children.
You're the one who made him torture dogs.
No, like I said, I'm literally just giving you an actual historical character.
Anyway.
Just as Joan, just as Jean.
What does Garrow do?
Right, well,
what does Garrow do? Is a good
I
question.
can't get near that thing before it dies, so I'm just going to skip my turn.
Fair enough. Grace,
if anything, I'm going to move over to here.
Grace, would you like to do the honors?
Lightning?
Yeah, let's move this guy over here. Stomp on right. Let's move him one more. Stomp on round. And give them a jolly good stabbing. Boink. Is that sword in a good enough place to get advantage?
I mean, you've had... Yeah, go on then.
Awesome. Does that do it? That is 20, 21?
You're not there yet.
Oh, okay. I'll do it again then.
Crits.
18 enough?
18 is just enough. You might want to give it a bit more than that, though. You've so far. What have we got? We've got 21, 31,
38.
38. Just to give it a little bit more of a push. You can see he's alive still. Whatever you can do it
Another
now.
12.
That's it. So you've pushed him. And an overkill of 11 hit points. Yeah, he is obliterated by that hit.
Brilliant.
And poofs out of existence. There are no more demons visible.
I shall bring this sword back to me and sheath it on my person, although it is still a magical sword that has a will of its own.
Okay, so now that the combat is over, the very first thing that's going to happen is Alistair is going to go running over here and is going to call out to the other paladins in the vicinity for somebody to hand him, for as many of them as possible, to hand him diamonds, saying he can still be saved.
Jean is going to walk over and go, "Of course he can. Do not worry about it." And
So, Archbishop,
he's going to Archbishop will hand Alistair diamonds, and in doing so, the other thing is he will also do the required.
All right. Well,
No, it didn't move correctly.
Alistair dumps a Revivify into the paladin to the top left. This fellow right here.
And Jean does the
so Archbishop, if unless this wasn't enough to show you the holy and divine nature of our mission, would you care to join us to Paris with your retinue?
My lady, this is not the place to have this discussion. We are far from safe. May I suggest I believe the term the English uses, get the hell out of here? You have horses, yes?
I shall look to the others. I mean, I am on a horse.
We had horses. I think you may have made them subterranean horses. Speaking of, and Gary's walking over to him wearing the oversized top hat, by the way.
I noticed. Do you remember what I said about the horses? Back?
Noises of horses running away?
No.
They were brought to a stable, weren't they?
They were brought to a stable. Do you remember what I said about the horses and how well they were trained? That they were well trained war horses, and they will respond to their names. All you should really need to do is call them. If they're able to get to you, they probably will.
Fair enough. Garrow is going to ask the bishop, and as he's wearing the oversized hat, as he does, do you perhaps have another earthquake in you? I think, if possible, we should really take this place down as much as possible. This unholy place.
I'm inclined to agree.
And looks at you and says, that's a lot of work. That is, I can do that once a day, at most, and it takes a strain on the old.
A quick question regarding that, by the way.
Yes.
Earthquake has a 1 minute duration that is based on concentration.
Yes.
He can end at any time, but has he?
He hasn't at the present moment. He's just shaking the main building, and the building to the west are basically being currently just constantly smashed to pieces by a shaking noise sound. Generally, it's taking. He is reducing that building to rubble. It is falling down.
Well, with the bishop doing this, Alistair is just going to face him for a moment and say, Holy Father, which of these structures is the residence of the Lord of the House?
What was that yours? You don't remember where you slept last night. It is that building over there that I am leveling.
Alistair will look in that direction, see as it is currently collapsing, and ask the bishop, And are you sure that the Lord of the House is equally as culpable as his bride?
No, as far as I know, the Lord of the House is a fine and good man, and damned shame I am having to do what has happened here. And at that point, he sort of snaps out of his slight sort of fervour at vaporizing the house, and the ground stops shaking. That will do, I think. And sort of wipes at some imaginary motes of dust from both of his palms of hands, brushing them together.
Very well.
Yes, the Duke is a good man, as far as I understand. He does not know who his wife is.
And what is the plan for you and your retinue? Do you plan to stay, or are you fleeing to somewhere else?
No, as I said, this is not a safe place. If you have horses, I suggest you gather your horses, meet me in my carriage outside, and we will, as the English say, get the hell out of here.
Very well.
You said you have business in Paris. If the moment Paris hears about what has happened here today, we will have there will be hell to pay. We will have to think on how we deal with that at another time. For now, we must get out of here, lest that strange monster with the top hat and cane come back with more of his friends of similar sorts. Don't think we can survive another attack from.
An odd fellow. His friends didn't seem to be very up to date on his local affairs.
So, Trig,
Yes.
I don't remember the names of the horses, but I imagine Alistair probably would. With that said,
Binky.
Does anybody else remember? Come on.
Binky, obviously.
There was Binky, yes.
That's the only one I care about.
Right, fine. Okay. Garrow calling out Binky will find the Binky will indeed make his way out.
I believe yours was Daisy, was it not?
I thought it was Buttercup, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, yours was Daisy, actually. She's right.
Yeah, she's right.
Well,
as we begin to leave, Gary was going to ask the bishop a quick question. I couldn't help but notice you made one of those demons disappear for a moment.
Yes, of course. Banishment.
Tell me, what was that about?
We send the monster back to his realm. It is quick and painless, and if they decide to come back, it is a bit more painful for them with my little magic ward on.
Does it only work on demons?
Excellent. They are not from around here. If they're not from this realm, well, then they oops.
Drake? Is there something you want to tell us?
Ask for a horse, get a thought. Okay, so far we have. Why is she appearing at the same time? This is not.
I think your macro might be dyslexic. You asked for a horse.
Okay.
I did not make a macro for the horse.
No.
Bingo.
Alistair uses his thaumaturgy to call for the horses.
Okay. And
Definitely,
do you remember the other two? Dingo, indeed. Dingo pops along as
Indeed.
well.
And the final one was Zoot, was it not?
It was indeed where Dr. Dingo and Dr. Zuko, they go together.
Wait, no, Dingo's not a doctor.
Dingo Doctor?
No.
I thought they were both. Dingo and Zoot were the ones that were.
Yes,
Oh!
Zoot is a doctor. Dingo is not a doctor. It's just their identical twin who's always getting up to mischief, lighting the grail-shaped lantern.
No, it's you're right, because it's Dingo and Winston, and it's Zoot is bad Zoot. Zoot is the one that's always doing the lantern. You're quite right. Right. Okay.
I've just discovered an example of the ironwork that makes up the fences around this palace. Or whatever you call this place, the Chateau. There you go, Trig. You should enjoy this.
Oh dear.
Fancy.
That is absolutely savage.
I imagine
Question
that's in a year or so, when someone goes to visit your house, that's going to decorate the front of it.
No.
The question is, is it in the middle of the act, or does it have a penis?
I think you're overthinking it.
I don't know. If it's a modern piece, it could well be. Well, whatever.
A modern piece. Huh. So, did anyone else in the party hear the exchange between Garrow and the bishop by chance?
I heard the one with Michael, and I'm a bit angry.
The idea that the bishop has a spell that can send things home?
Indeed, but we have a task first to complete.
Indeed.
Perhaps, but I am curious. Like, it seems that you can bring things back if you so please. Would you be willing to test it on me and then bring me back, just to see if it works?
He looks at you and goes, "Okay, but you will have to remember a password." Slarty
I
bark
think
fast.
I can manage that.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no need to be. No need to apologise. And
When does one have to say it again, please?
We're gonna banish you. Oh god damn it! Why? Why is Roll20 fucking up on me?
You're having technical problems.
Yeah, sometimes it does this to me. At times like this.
It does seem to have a bit of a memory leak with it, so. But yeah, so did he explain when I'm meant to use the password?
You're meant to use the password when you come back.
So as I arrive, or as I feel myself being pulled back?
Yes.
Okay, and what was it again?
You don't remember.
I was distracted by Cat when you said it, so don't.
The idea was he was going to go, "It's Slarty Bardfast," and then click his fingers, and you were banished.
Okay, well, shall we do a roll to see if Garrow caught that in time?
Absolutely.
15.
I would say you pretty much almost got it. Yes, you're not quite sure what the hell that noise of a word is. And rather oddly, for 6 seconds or so, you seem to be in the dining room of Isengard's hall, and people sort of turn around, look at you, look rather confused, and then you bink out of existence there.
Just
and
before
come
I
back.
bink out, I managed to tip my oversized top hat at them.
Groovy. And yeah. We'll say you can remember the password and pop back into existence absolutely fine. No long-lasting effects, no 5d10 radiant damage.
I will tell all of my party what I saw, what I experienced, and I make sure that they all memorize the password as well, because it may come in useful.
What's the password?
What was the password?
Alistair just calls out loud enough for everybody to hear. Slarty Bardfast.
Don't say it loud like that, then everyone will know.
Mutters to himself, and I'm going to have to change the goddamn password. Slarty Bardfast will work for the rest of the day for the ward that Jean wears. This is a password protected spell essentially, and it is cast with the intent of a password at the time, and that he's going to change it tomorrow. Let's put it that way.
Does he implement 2FA tomorrow?
Absolutely. Yeah, he is very unhappy about the fact that someone just shouted his password around in the hallways of a demon palace.
Yeah, that was a pretty dumb.
So he's sort of muttering to himself, "Good God, I can't change it for the rest of the day. Let us get the hell out of here." And he basically slaps his hands together. His men are all basically back to at least half health, because all the ones that were downed still had full lay on hands and just gave themselves a quick handy healing, and Bush are back to pretty decent health almost immediately.
I asked the bishop before we leave if there's anything we need to gather from the chapel, lest it fall into demon hands.
This is already in demon hands. This whole area is a nightmare. Come, we go. We have we have no time. They come back now, we are done.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal my horse.
I'm going to
hops onto Daisy.
Yep.
And we'll be prepared to ride with the bishop.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest we basically leave it at this point. The battle is done.
Sounds like a damn fine time to leave it to me.
And you are now on your way out of the area with the bishop in the bishop's carriage with a bunch of knights. You'll suddenly find these guys are all mounted on their own war horses. It is looking like a quite significant force you've got there. As you're leaving, you notice a few sort of soldiers and women folk that you used to know running about. Is there anything else that you want to pick up or look for before you leave? Are you leaving anything behind that may be valuable or useful later, or are you just going to ride off on your horses?
I would like to look in a few key places while people are getting prepared. I'd like to go into the chapel. I'd like to do the area where we had where we dined, and just the general courtyard. And I would like to burn all 3 of my divine senses, see whether I can find anything consecrated or ritual or anything that could be holy artifact style.
Right, there's no holy artifacts, there is only unholy artifacts in the area. The place is actually swarming with demons still, and going anywhere other than pretty much straight out is a very, very bad idea, especially alone.
Right.
Like I said,
Dangerous to go alone.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again, and I will not say it again. Say it after that. Is there anything you're forgetting? Anything you want to look for? What is that?
One thing, I want to make sure we don't leave without our carriage and cannon.
There we fucking go. Thank God.
Um,
Right. Okay. Yes.
Without searching too deep,
They're in the
Garrow
stables.
will call out for if any of the girls are still alive to come join us. We are leaving now.
And I'll ask Grace to check if none of them are fiends.
Yeah, I'll double check them.
You will find no.
Well, I think we've got plenty of paladins that can help us
I
with
was gonna
that.
say you'll find
but-
no women, none of the soldiers. They're all fucking legging it. They're all probably well and truly off into town. The soldiers will be finding a brothel. The girls will probably also be trying to find work in a brothel. They're getting the fuck out. They're done. They're noping out of that whole situation.
And I suppose the only other person of note, does the house guard challenge us on the way out? Because
No,
I owe him a duel.
You do not see them anywhere. They have also the place is clear, but it feels evil. It
Right.
feels like it's crawling with evil when you do any divine sense or any detect good or evil. It's everywhere.
So, do we just head south, east, west? Like, are we heading towards Paris or just away?
That is totally your call.
Paris.
I'm asking the party.
Head for Paris. We have a job to finish.
Hmm.
We're not following the bishop? Question mark.
I think we will follow the bishop at least for a day.
Is the bishop not joining us?
The bishop asked you to follow him.
Then we're following the bishop.
The bishop.
I
The
think
bishop.
he did, yes.
The bishop is good. The bishop is going to basically head back to his stronghold, his palace, gather his forces,
Reinforcements.
and work out what to do from there. But yes, you have a job to do. He will want to have a chat with you about that. But for now, take the win. Take a huge amount of XP.
And become level 9.
And become level 9.
Ooh, nice.
That
I have
that fight, there were on both sides 3 challenge rating 20 characters there. That had a 150 challenge rating.
Wow.
Wow.
Do we re-roll one?
Wow.
I think we re-roll ones, yes.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that this is the third place civilization we've been in a row where we've basically heavily damaged the architecture.
Yes.
Yep.
And I suppose before we close off, I do want to do some investigation examination of the loot that I have obtained. Perhaps with Alistair assisting me with Arcana rolls, just to see if it's got any special magic to it.
You want to do this now, or do you want to do this at another time when I've had a chance to think about the silly stick and hat that we retconned in halfway through a fight that I've been trying to manage all throughout?
You're cool. I just wanted to make sure
Give me.
I have a chance to put on my character sheet.
You have Gargarax's hat and cane. That is a long ass cane, by the way. That is a fine gentleman's walking stick. That would come up to at most about waist height for a pit fiend. But for you, that is sort of pole arm length, kind of thing.
Oh, so he has Gandalf's staff, except it looks like it was previously owned by a pimp.
Yeah, essentially.
Is it too big for Francois to imitate?
It is. No, Francois can put on quite a large amount of wood if he wants to. But I was going to say there is a rather nicely carved handle, and metal sort of piece at the end, and the handle is a beautifully carved piece of. It seems to be like an iron ebony. It is a blackest cane you've ever seen. You're not quite sure what it's made out of, whether it's wood, whether it's some sort of black stone. You're not sure at this point in time. But the hat is far too big for you, and the only reason it actually stays on your head is you're actually wearing over the top of your wizard hat, and the brim of your
Indeed,
wizard
I am.
hat is actually wide enough to just about stop it from falling straight over you and engulfing you up to your shoulders. The head size of that would go well over your head, and you would then be wearing the hat around your shoulders, and would perhaps need to cut a couple of holes in it so you can see through it.
Basically, kind of like a kid wearing his dad's hat.
Essentially, I mean it's bigger than that, but yes.
There is actually one thing I would want us to do. I almost forgot. We can't spend a lot of time looking for him, but if we can find that kid, I want to bring him with, see if we can actually teach him some manners.
The kid is not found. We are leaving expeditiously.
Good idea.
Fair enough.
So
We have acquired the hardware that consists of our carriage and our cannon. Presumably, we also have a retinue of French soldiers, some of which have probably survived the demon incursion that just took place.
The soldiers are nowhere to be seen. You do, however, have 10 healthy again. Knight Paladin of the Bishop, who are with you. The soldiers are nowhere to be seen. They have the moment it was a case of angels and demons, and they'd never seen anything like it before. The moment they saw a bunch of the French birds that they've been stopping for the last God knows how long, get literally exploded into little bits, and some of them get eaten. There's heads, there's torsos, there's legs. There's a very mismatched amount of stuff all over that floor there. Some of them saw it all. They ran. They told the others. The whole lot of them just went, "Nope, we're out of here, Chief. Don't care. Whatever that lot are into, I'm not being part of it. That's way beyond my paycheck. I'm out. Gone. See you. Cheers. Bye. Thanks. Don't give me a call."
2 questions.
Sure.
Firstly, the paladins of the bishop.
Yes.
Do they have their own horses?
They do.
I assume they are quite happy to have a couple of those horses be used for the purposes of carrying the cannon and the supply wagons.
The cannon and supply wagons will have were horsed already. They were in the stables.
Okay, so the French soldiers that buggered off didn't take all the horses with them.
No. They literally just went, "Holy fucking shit! Run for your goddamn lives!" What is that? When they saw the angels, the ones that were still there going, "Well, that was weird. What were they?" Saw the demons arrive and just start yeeting and eating, and just went, "Nope. I'm absolutely fucking gone. Bye. See ya. Cheers. Not hanging around here."
Alright then, well, I'm sure that we'll figure out some way to ensure that somebody drives the horses carrying the carriages. But that could all, I'm sure we don't have to be autistic about that.
I'm sure we'll find a way.
I mean, Grace can always dismiss her horse at will and drive the carriage.
There's the
carriages.
Sorry, Daisy could ride, could trot along behind the carriages, and you ride the carriage. Whatever. You found one carriage. You've got a gun hanging off the back of it. You've got some gunpowder. You've got some supplies. You've got rather a lot of very, very powerful incense. Things have been won, things have been lost, and you know what? I'm going to roll a quick
The amount of diamonds that CD gets to keep.
the amount of diamonds that CD gets to keep. These are small. Like I said, it is diamond dust.
I imagine just rolling for the value of the gold in equivalents of diamond dust.
You have 11 gold. Diamond.
11 gold worth of diamond dust. Excellent. I'll add that onto CD sheet. That is a disappointingly bad roll.
It is essentially to rolling a 1 on a d10.
Uh-huh. There we go. I've added that onto his sheet.
Right. Okay, that was fun. That was a good fight. You've all got yourself a nice new level to play with. You only just got to play with the other one I gave you, but I wasn't quite expecting you to pick that tier of fight. You did leave a couple of lives that might not end as well for you as you might hope. You are now definitely a known group to both the king and his daughter. Whilst heading towards the king, I would imagine that there might be forces behind you seeking some sort of recompense is the wrong word. Perhaps how should we put it? They're pissed at you. They're angry. And it's funny actually. I'm going to leave this with you that as you're heading out of town, the last thing you notice, or the first thing you notice as you're heading out of town, and we will leave it at that, is you come across this site. Well, as you travel
I'm
down
only
the
seeing a
path,
black screen.
try scrolling out.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
There are horses.
There are horses.
Not only that, there are people riding attached to the butts of the horses.
Indeed.
Yeah. Those dwarves.
No, they are not. They're actually full-size characters.
Okay. Well,
Why are they?
for next time?
Why are they all standing on the horse's rear shin?
Based on what you people fucking know. Okay, fine. You know what? There you go. They'll stand on their heads. Is that better?
You know that thing I showed you earlier with the limb?
Yes, I know. I haven't done that. I already got this set up beforehand. I haven't done that yet. And just sod off, okay?
I'm just offering you resistance to mockery.
Mm-hmm. They
I want to tell these guys how to use stirrups. All right. Well, what an interesting group of people.
I used the Alt key to position them within the middle of the horse token.
nicely done. They are, of
How
course, recognizable. At least one of them is. But
How unusual.
let's leave this cliffhanger until whenever CD gets back, or whenever we do whatever. When we next convene for this game, the first thing that will happen is you, the bishop, the 10 knights paladin of the bishop, and you guys get to meet these nice chaps. I'm sure that will be interesting. Anyway, I'm going to stop streaming at this point. So thank you anyone that was watching, and